welcome back to Tyrian 2000. I'm on my own right now because we did an attempt at streaming this earlier and it was completely plagued by technical difficulties. So hopefully there shall be less fuckery. There'll also be a somewhat different weapons loadout because unfortunately I did not save properly, and so the weapons loadout is slightly different because I had to play back and well, things happened. So welcome back. Or rather, welcome for the people who are watching to the Gauntlet for the first time. The Gauntlet is aptly named. Yeah. It's a level whose main features are lots and lots and lots of things that will kill you quite quickly. From mines to giant space flails. This is episode 3 out of the 4 that came with the game, back when it first came out, and yeah, this is about where things really get tough, but thankfully more power-ups drop, more special weapons drop, and so an easier time of it. There we go. A little so I can see things. Yeah, we are attempting to stop the Microsoft fleet, led by not the captain of Griffin Station, but a guy called Vikramod, who is an asshole. Not surprising, considering they work for Microsoft, but let's do this. Let's also, there we go. Do a slightly different save. And go to the planet Ixmuke, which is well known for its giant saw blades. Mine layers and difficulty. Yes. Things are kinda tough. Even with full pulse, full sonic, you're gonna have difficulties with this level and others. And you are on your first loop, at least, going to miss out on data cubes, fruit, and other such power-ups. Those stalactite shooters, by the way, are completely invincible. And I'd just like to mention a couple of things that helpful goons have mentioned to me. The Gencor Phoenix and that family of ships, their shield power-up thing, which I talked about last time, is triggered by down and space, which is pretty easy to trigger, especially if you have a power-up like this one, which requires hammering on the space key to use. I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of weapon, so as soon as we find a different secret weapon, I'm quite happily going to move. There we go. Ooh. Other thing is that you can change weapon loadouts on the fly with the enter key. So you don't have to just do it in the menu. Now, this boss, I like to call him Peekaboo, is invincible except for that middle bit. He compensates by not having as many hit points. Here he is, Vikramard, the leader of the secret Microsol fleet. And fuck my life. Be right back. Back? No, I do not wish to start a new game. I wish to... go through Exmukane again, which seems to have a really high proportion of crashing my stream. I don't know why it is, but that's the second time in a row that Exmukane has crashed the game. Huh. Well, come hell or high water, we are finishing episode 3. Now, these are Gravitium rocks, and they're quite murderous. Just stay out of their way on your first loop, because they have bundles of hit points, and they will murder you with their collision damage. There isn't any question of this, it will just happen. Yeah, slideshow. Also, I've somewhat turned the sound down, or the music a little bit up, so it's to basically show off that the soundtrack is pretty goddamn bitching. Oh, there we go. I'm not so worried about the money due to the large number of power-ups that drop. I am, however, quite concerned about getting data cubes. Okay. Brief, there we go. Okay, so we already know this. We're going to save again, because, Jesus. And we're going to hit the bonus level after upgrading our weapons, hopefully. Or not. Nope. Oh well. The Gauntlet. Well, the bonus level, where we can get absolutely silly power-ups, providing we survive. So it's all weapons to the fore, and basically murder, and try not to die. The Ice Beam is another one of those hammer space secret weapons. Oh, don't you even game. It potentially freezes enemies, but it's really not that worth it. There we go, okay, our front weapons should now be almost fully powered, and I don't know where that sound effect comes from. That is another glitch with the game. So here's where you're most likely to die. That's, by the way, one of the first bonus levels where you are just kicked out once you screw it up. Okay. So, on to an unknown level. So far, frame rate seems okay. Welcome to the Stargate. This was mentioned in the data cube at the beginning. It has weird time-space effects. And in terms of enemy types and layout, it's very similar to a secret level I wanted to show off in episode 1, Bubbles. Home strange crystalline entities. And of course, orbs. It's a nice, easy secret level. It's not gonna... Well, it's not even a secret level. It's a nice, easy level. It's just an opportunity to get some money. One of 4 secret levels. And, of course, to take a breather, because Episode 3 really is where the difficulty just goes up and up. And then Episode 4 is where things get even sillier. You thought a giant space mace was silly. Oh ho ho, wait till Episode 4. And our large enemy is balls. In many respects. Yes, space fruit. It's actually, pretty dangerous stuff. Fortunately, we are almost fully upgraded on the Hyperpulse, which, as you can see, is a fan-type weapon. And at the moment, I don't really see a need to fuck with anything weapon loadout-wise, so welcome to Asteroid City. Thankfully, this is the same level as we had last time. Asteroid City is a pretty nasty secret level. It was A level in episodes 1 and 2. But they've really beefed up their defenses since then. As we're going to see lots of various tanks, turrets, and actually, the biggest threats are the weapons which track you here. Yeah, sure, the ones that do the most damage are the fixed turrets, like the ones I'm easily murdering. But the ones that will do more consistent damage are much like these small turrets here. These things aren't a threat. These, yeah, we're going to get into a particularly bullet-helly piece. Well, I'm going to say bullet-helly because it's not that many projectiles, but they are all aimed at where you are. Every man jack. And often they're guarded not by you know, normal stuff, but just random obstacles which take a little time to destroy. Not a whole lot, just a little, but enough to let them get off at least a couple of shots. Like that. Now, the most common power-up in this level is the ale, not power-up, score item, is of course ale. Mining, beer, they work well together. And it helps that each single one is about 750 points. Oh, there's also the Amiga logos. The double tick of the good old Amiga, where a heck of a lot of shoot-em-ups came to be. I was more of an Atari ST man myself, but, you know. Yeah, that one turret caused quite a bit of damage, and already we're needing the armor ship. But thankfully, we're almost out. Okay, no data. We could upgrade to the Stalker B, and as far as I'm aware, it does technically have better armor. Sod it, might as well. Yeah, let's show the Stalker B. It's really well armored, that's its special power. And I believe we're now at the point where we can just fuck about weapons-wise. So let's do that. Let's pick the Mega Pulse. Yeah, that looks good. And for the rear weapon, let's choose the Starburst. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Time for the Icy Caves of Carmadis, which has my second favourite soundtrack. Now, weapons-wise, the Mega Pulse doesn't seem like much until you realise that everything it's hitting, it's also creating side projectiles. The Starburst, meanwhile, is not very long range, but it is highly damaging to anything really close to you on the sides. And there's our boss, which, in an interesting twist, is actually going to be harassing us throughout this level. And then, of course, when we get to him, we're going to chunk the poor bastard. Now, this is actually a pretty good combo, as long as you don't mind losing the range. The damage output really isn't bad. And, yeah, sure, enemies are approaching from behind, but the coverage is such that they're never approaching from behind for long. Now, this is another thing that you wouldn't have seen in high graphics mode. And that almost killed me on the last take, which was earlier today, and had so many technical difficulties and was terrible. And I apologise to Grimlock Master for putting him through that. Also, if anyone's curious as to why there are snowball ships, it's ice-themed. That's really all I got at this point regarding these designs. A lot of them are Rule of Cool stuff. So, this is another boss with a loop that you don't really want to slow down. He is invincible during that first portion. And he's currently using a proton cannon. Or rather, he was. Hey! Okay! Now the fun really begins. Ooh, yeah, go on then. So we have pretty much full frontal assault mode now. In a level where shooting is actually a bad idea because it's going to distract you from what's actually going to murder you. Now, upside of this level is that armor pickups are quite common, but you're gonna need them because everything here does collision damage. And pulls you with it. Think hanging near the bases is gonna help you? No, it really isn't. Because many of these gigantic space maces are designed in such a way that they cover each other. Bit of a breather while we have power-ups. See? How mean is that? Answer extremely. Ow. No, I don't want to die just yet. I want to get through the maces level. Oh. No destruction, no cubes, but you can say you got through maces. Because we didn't actually use the Vulcan cannon or the laser last time, we are going to finish up Episode 3, although this is the last level of Episode 3, with maximum laser. Now this asshole actually drags you to its position. And it certainly isn't going to be the last time we see it either. But welcome to the secret Microsoft fleet. They were going to be a threat until we've come along and decided to blow everything up. There we go, looking good. The Attractor. The Attractor is an interesting power-up because, oh dear, I forgot to mention, the fleet ships, they are collision enabled. So I hope you enjoyed me seemingly avoiding those things for no reason, because, yeah, there was. Anyway, yes, the Attractor is another one of those hammer the spacebar to do a thing, and it's meant to attract power-ups towards you. Unfortunately, it's a little inconsistent, and as such, I'm really not a big fan of it. On top of the usual not liking power-ups which require you to hammer on the spacebar. But hey, another flare. Another thing which is going to hurt is that these large ships, they do collision and push. And so do the projectiles of the medium ships. And that barely seen warning was for a plasma field, which is instant death. This is the final level of the penultimate episode, and it's meant to be a big confrontation. And in many ways, it is. Right. Asshole grab claw, take 2. Kill this thing quickly, because there's going to be some plasma to come. What's firing these weapons? We don't know. It certainly doesn't seem like the boss is gonna, as we're going to see. The boss has 2 guns. He has a couple of health bars, but yeah. What do you mean without picking Sonic Wave? Sonic Wave is fucking awesome. the multi shot is also pretty good, but that is episode 3, completely done. We just beat the hell out of Microsol. Not completely, as it turns out. There is one more episode in the base Tyrian game, and then there's episode 5 of Tyrian 2000. And I think after a brief stream break, things have been going okay, so I'm gonna go straight on to episode 4. And yeah, Trent Hawkins, at the moment, still kind of idealistic, except nobody's gonna bring back the people he lost along the way. Now, episode 3 does not have a bonus game. It has the usual secret hint, and this time it is 3 secret levels with the warp bubbles. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to take a brief streaming break, and then we'll come back for episode 4. See you in a minute.